Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are looking at Injective Protocol, or the token is called ING. So it has been in consolidation for a while. As you can see, it has been actually consolidation for over multiple weeks, and it actually has failed to break $52, and it did not go below $28, which is pretty good. So in this video we'll try to find out when the coin may go up or even go down. We'll look at the various stats and see what is going with the Injective and why it's up today and why do we have this big movement. And as you can see here, we do have a pretty good buyers in the weekly chart. How can we know that? It is easy to know because we have a big wick. When the lower wick is a pretty big, that means we had a lot of demand for ING token this week. So still we have around 2 days to go when the actually this week closes, but from this week it looks like we have a pretty good demand for INJ. So let's just try to find out in this video what is happening with Injective and will it actually break this level or not. So first of all, what is going on with Injective as of now? I won't be going into what is Injective and explaining the Injective protocol. You can actually check that out. There are a lot of videos on that. So first of all, it is a layer 1 solution built for finance. As you can see, it has various features such as order books, smart contracts, derivatives, lending, savings, and others. So it is actually backed by Binance, Pentra, Jump, even a Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is a billionaire, so I think everyone knows him. So they have a pretty big figures. In terms of on-chain transactions, as you can see, they have over 550 million transactions, and they do have a pretty good block time, and the transaction cost is pretty low, as you can see here from this one. So beside that, they have a pretty good ecosystem, and it has been actually slowly growing rapidly. As you can see, we have a pretty big ecosystem when it comes to their ecosystem. We also have analytics, DApp, and other things going on. So let's just try to open the first DX and see if we have anything going on if we have any metrics for the Injective to check. So let's just see if we have anything here. So do we have Injective here? It should be somewhere here, I think. So these are the all dexes and everything going on Injective. So this is a pretty good platform to check the Injective coins, as you can see here. So beside that, Injective, the reason Injective is up today is because of this. So they actually launched something called the Ionic upgrade or Ionic bridge. So this is basically interoperability solution in the crypto, where they have over 16 plus chains to bridge into Injective seamlessly. If we go to the bridge, you can actually see here we have actually Arbitrum, Exceler, Celestia, even Solana, and others. So you can actually just choose this, and you can actually do this, or even you can also transfer from Injective to Solana as well pretty easily, which is pretty good. So I think that this is the most likely reason why Injective is up from around from this price, which I think, just a second, I opened the wrong one. So from $30 to 35, I think that is the most likely reason why it's up. And another thing we have is the GitHub activities, which have actually gone overboard. As you can see, the Injective list actually went up, and we also had a pretty good thing going on in Injective TS, Injective UI, and I think that is the most likely reason why it has gone up, because many traders may have seen the activity behind the GitHub, and that means there could be something, so there could be the reason why it's up as well. So another thing we have, this is the trading volume for the exchange, and it's not doing that great, but still it's not going down as well. So it is actually up from the March 25th, and that could be another reason why INJ is up today. So it's still pretty good as well. So as you can see, they have over 27 billion of cumulative wallet, which is pretty high volume. In terms of the DeFi, their DeFi has been actually doing pretty good. As you can see, we have a pretty good TVL, and it has actually gone up, and I think, and it is trying to break its all-time high from 75 million, and I think once their TVL increases, the price of INJ will most likely follow. So let's just see what is going on with tokenomics and the price action at the end. So as for the tokenomics of INJ Coin, it does not have a max supply, so it had an initial supply of around 100 million. So it is an inflationary token in the long run, but they do have a buyback and burn program, which is pretty good, and which is why it does not it does have a very high inflation as of now, but their target is to reach 2% eventually. So as of now it has inflation of around 9.95, and if we go to the glossary or their tokenomics section, they are actually aiming to hit around 2% eventually. But they did say that at genesis it will have 7% of the inflation and will decrease over time, but it does not seem like it has. So as of now it has a current supply of around, I believe, just a second, I think it is around 82 million. Okay, so as of now it has a current supply of 82 million, and so far we have had around, I think, a pretty good amount of inch were burned. We actually had around 5.8 million inch burnt, which is pretty good. So they are actually held by the auction. So just a second, I actually lost. So first of all, let's look at the utility. So inch is used for governance, and if we go to their governance, we have a pretty good proposal. As you can see, we the last one was on April 2nd, and it actually failed. And we also had on April 1st, it was rejected, and even the March 29th. So it is pretty active on their governance, and it is used, the inch actually is used for here. So another utility it has, it is used to incentivize DApp incentives. The exchange, so they have exchange going on, as you can see here. So this is the exchange. As you can see, we have a lot of pairs, and they also have derivatives, if sports, even futures. So let's just go to any pair and see what is going on. So we have the information of this pair here and what is going on, and it is actually used to incentivize DApp from the fees. We also have exchange fee accruals. The remaining 60% exchange fee will go on chain buyback and burn event, where the aggregate exchange fee basket is auctioned off to the highest bidder. So this is, they actually referring to so this auction. So this is pretty good as well. So we, from this process, they actually burn the inch from each week, so which is pretty good. And we also have collateral backing for the derivative. Inch will be utilized as an alternative to stable coins as a margin and collateral for injective derivatives market, which is pretty good. So in terms of its utility, it is pretty good, and I think that is most likely the reason why it has gone this much up. And if we look at the market cap and the price relationship in the long run, the price and the market cap relationship has been pretty good. As you can see, we did, I think, due to the increase in supply, the price did hit a pretty good bottom, but it actually recovered after this big move. So as of now, they are both correlated, and that is pretty good. And I don't think we have any much supply remaining to come. We do have 10 million, but let's just try to see if we have something on token unlocks, and if we get something there, then we can actually see. I don't think we have an inch here, but let's just see if we have inch or not. So we do have an injective on the token unlocks, and if we look here, we don't have any upcoming event. The previous event was around 3.67 million tokens, which belongs to the advisor and team, but as of now, most of the token supply is in the speculation, which is pretty good. So you have to understand, it does not include the max up. This is actually, I think, incorrect, because it is inflationary token, so they are actually giving out rewards to the stakeholders, sorry, stakers. So as of now, the stakers rewards could be the remaining 10 million, but in the long run it may slowly increase. But they do have pretty good buyback and burn mechanism built in, and because of that, we have had over 5.8 million inch burn. So I think in the long run, it is the usage for their token, or as the usage for the blockchain increases, the buyback and burn will actually pay out in the long run. So I think that is a pretty good, and this could be one of the big project to hold in the future, and could be the biggest blockchain in the future. If we look at its market cap, it's not that high, and I think it does have a pretty good room to grow. We'll discuss that in the price section, price analysis section. So let's look at its price analysis and price prediction. So INJ is actually doing pretty well. As you can see, it went from $6 to over $50 to $53, which is pretty high. So the big reason is that it has a very strong community. So there are a lot of influencers actually posting about INJ and why they like INJ and how the INJ could actually pull $100. So that is something you have to keep in mind. So as of now, it has been doing good, and I think it is due for a correction when the BTC does go down. And I think the best entry or the best price to get into the INJ is around here. So still it could even go below at these points, but I think the first entry point or the first big entry point which I'm looking at is around $19 to $14, and I think we need this correction for it to pump even higher, because if you look here, it went from $3 to $25, and after that it made a big correction. And after the correction, it actually did actually retested this demand zone, and after that it went again up. So I think we need this correction before actually going up. So the best entry is, I think, around here. And as for if it can hit $100 or even higher, I think it is possible, because if the BTC does go up and the hype around the INJ does come back, I think it could actually even hit $5 or $100, because to hit $100 it only needs around 6 billion or even 7 billion market cap, and that is possible, because in the bull run there is a lot of hype and there is a lot of capital in the market, so that could happen. So as of now, I think if we do look at the daily chart, do we have any breakout to look at? So if we look here, okay, so just a second, I think we did have a pretty good breakout in the daily chart. And if we look at the 4-hourly chart, and let's see, okay, so this breakout is actually pretty solid, I think, and I think we will most likely see a reset. I think we have already seen the retest around this point, so it could be going up, but the breakout is actually too steep, so I'm not actually sure if it will go up again. But I think we do have a resistance around here, around 37. So I think if it does hit 37 and it does flip the resistance, it could actually go to $41. But as of now, I think there is not that much volume in the market, so we can't say anything about that. But I think we do need a retest around at least to this point. I think this is a pretty good retest and a pretty good entry point for a short term, around $32. And I think if it does come back here, it will most likely go back up again. But it has flipped the resistance around this resistance, and I think this could be the retest point as well, but it's too low. So I think the retest point, another retest point, is around 33.74. And I think if it does come back here, we do have pretty good entry. It is a lot of riskier, but you have to be careful around here. So it could go up from this point, and I think we do have this resistance to worry about around $37. But as of now, it is going up, which is a pretty good sign. So this breakout is a pretty big thing, because slight volume could actually pump the token, because I don't think there will be that many buyer since it has been in the downtrend, and it is actually consolidating for a quite long. As you can see, that means we probably had a lot of buyers actually getting their tokens at these levels, so they actually need to take profit, and I think that could actually pump the token. But in terms of weekly chart, we do have pretty good week. As you can see, this week this candle, I think, is indicating that we had a lot of buy pressure, and this could actually may end up pumping the INJ. We never know, but I think as of now it is in the pretty good spot, and I think it could actually pump if we see a little bit volume. And in terms of resistance, we do also have a resistance around $42 as well. So This was it. I hope you liked the video. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.